Hey everyone, welcome back to On the Road of Recovery. We have Alex from Toledo here with us today. Hi Alex, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Well, thank you for being here and thank you for sharing your story with us. We'll just get started right at the beginning. Talk about childhood, what it was like. Did you grow up with both your parents, things like that?
Okay. With childhood, as far as my childhood, I can say that I did a lot of fun stuff growing up. Mom's parents, dad's parents, went over there a lot. Grandparents always did stuff with us. Mom and dad were married till I want to say they got a divorce when I was about 7. For the most part, childhood, like I said, I can't really complain,
Right.
about much. So
let's talk about the first time you started experimenting with alcohol and drugs. How old were you and how did it make you feel?
okay. So the first time would be weed. I remember I smoked a joint I had a friend. My mom and her mom were best friends growing up. So once they had, kids, I think she might be 2 years older than me, but, we became best friends. And she definitely started doing a lot of stuff before I did, but eventually I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with her. And I remember I can sit here and picture it, sitting there on the front porch. She was babysitting. I was babysitting with her, and she had a joint, and we smoked a joint. I don't really remember having too much of effects from it that first time.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that eventually, high school I went to, a lot of potheads, so eventually smoked a lot more and, definitely got into the smoking for quite a bit. All of a sudden in that generation, I don't know what you call it, but everyone was just starting to pop perks and,
Mm-hmm.
So I remember taking my first Percocet, and I just remember taking it, feeling just completely numb, relaxed. Like I literally was just in the couch. I remember they were joking around all night and kept calling me Rob Zombie because I was just so like, chill.
Right.
So, and I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I loved the feeling. I loved feeling numb. Eventually Xanax also came into the picture too, on top of the pills and heroin.
Mm-hmm.
So mixing that together ain't only lethal, but it makes you do some very weird things. So I was acting a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs there for a while, like it's literally. So
What
yeah.
about legal consequences?
Well, those eventually started coming. I want to say my first legal would have been, I want to say it was 2010. So I would have been maybe 22, I want to say.
So you were doing heroin for a couple years by this time? Okay.
Yep. Yes. And, because let me see, pills, I want to say 18 to 20, and then I'd say probably then and there is when the heroin like started and stuff. So yeah, for a couple years. I've had quite a few overdoses throughout my drug use. And that's actually how I caught my first case, because when they had came to my house to revive me back then, I don't even remember Narcan and all that back then when this happened, because the Suboxone was still pill form. There wasn't even strips yet. And I remember back then, what they basically would do was take you to the hospital and then admit you onto the psych ward to detox for a couple days. There was barely any detoxes or anything back then. I'm so glad that they have that stuff now,
Yeah.
But when they came in my bedroom, there was a prescription bottle sitting on my entertainment center, 2 Suboxone pills in it, and it wasn't my name on the bottle. When they went and questioned the girl, instead of telling the truth, she said I stole them from her.
Oh, wow.
That then gave me theft of a dangerous drug, a felony 4. And that was my first time ever being locked up. Scared the shit out of me, dude. I'll tell you, back then I was not about that life. So being in there when I got out, literally whatever they said, 90 meetings in 90 days, I was doing it all. I wasn't doing shit. So that kept me on the straight and narrow for a while, which also led me to having my first child, which would be my now 9-year-old daughter. So I had her, and after I had her, I want to say she was probably about only a few months old when I got back into doing it again. I think I just started getting bored again, wasn't working the program no more, everything dwindled. So yeah, and then I ended up shattering my knee, had knee surgery, so they were giving me fentanyl, Percocets, so that really kicked the relapse even harder, because now I'm getting the shit prescribed to me. So from there, caused me to get another violation, which she worked with me and sent me back to Devlac again. Went back again, got out. I think I might have been all right for maybe a month or so. Ended up violating again, and then she was like, come on now. I sent you to CTF, Devlac twice, extended your probation for a year. There's nothing else we can do with you. You're going to prison for the remainder of your time. And that's when I got sent to prison in 2014 for 12 months mandatory. I had to do the full 12 months. Now I feel like I had to pay my consequences, but I also feel like that was probably the biggest mistake that could ever happen, because I'll tell you, I didn't know half of the things that I learned there coming out,
Really?
Oh yeah, I grew up in the suburbs. I didn't really know. That's why my family was always so scared for me. You don't know the street life. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do out there? We can't kick her out. What is she gonna do? She don't know how to survive. Going there, I came out, I always used to joke around, I came out straight savage.
Wow.
Yeah. Nothing scared me anymore. Doing time didn't scare me anymore. Danger, dangerous people, anything, And so I know some people can go in there and use it to make themselves better.
Right.
And then some people,
Right.
So unfortunately, I think it made me, I don't really want to say a better criminal, but a more educated. So, gosh, I don't even know if it was 2 weeks. I don't think. I was in the bars. I got way more into the bars. I mean, I'm talking doing the craziest things, straight blackout. I can't tell you how many times I blacked out and woke up at people's houses. I had no clue how or why or what had even took place.
Where was your daughter at this entire time?
My daughter was with my grandparents. When I went to prison, I had to give, power of attorney to someone so she could be taken care of. Doctor's appointments, all that. So when I was in jail waiting to get shipped off, I had to sign papers, which I did to my grandparents. I remember sitting there for an hour staring at the papers, but she had to be taken care of.
Yeah.
I was with her father for about 3 years, but he also had legal stuff too, and was on probation and possibly was finishing his prison time. He had already been in and out of prison. This was my first rodeo. It would have been his, I don't even know. Mm-hmm. And thank God I did that, because as we thought, he ended up going soon after I did. Grandparents are a very big part of taking care of not only Emma, my 9-year-old, but my 4-year-old, Sophia also.
I see. So you had Sophia.
Mm-hmm. I ended up having another one, and when she was 2 months old, that would have been my second time I went to prison. Or when she was 2 months old, that would have been my second time I went to prison. And since I've had her, I've been nothing but in and out of institutions and rehabs and detoxes. So when it comes to our bond, it's not as strong as it is with my 9-year-olds.
I see.
So
after you got out of prison, what was the turning point, I guess is a better question. What was the turning point when you were like, enough is enough, I just can't take it anymore?
I wish I could say that was after I got out of prison the second time, but unfortunately it wasn't. But I would tell you what, when they say you pick back up and you back up where you left off, and things happen more rapidly, faster. When I'm telling you, I was out of prison that second time for 1 week and caught another case already. 1 week. Overdosed. I want to say 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. And caught another case. They couldn't find anything on me. They actually found a little tiny bit of residue and got me possession for that.
Wow.
Yes.
They were searching.
Yes, they were. So there I go again. I mean, not even out of prison that long. And when that case happened, I did ask to go back. I just said, just send me back to do my time. It's 12 months. I've only been out, a month,
Right.
by the time I went to court, And no, this judge wouldn't do it. He wouldn't. He tried to make me do probation, sent me to CTF. It was quite the rodeo of that case. I basically did that case on and off because I did do the Vivitrol shot, which kept me off of opiates. But then I ended up getting into coke for a while, which is weird because uppers is not my thing whatsoever. So I don't even know, but that was just weird, that whole little stint there. But it basically was just nothing still but chaos and, trying to get around whatever I could. So that led me doing all my time on that case through CTF twice and the county. And then finally he's like, I'm just terminating your probation. Done. So here I am, done with everything again, right? Done with everything again. I got the Vivitrol shot when I got out of, before I even left CTF. So I'm not doing anything. When I first get home, I'm on the Vivitrol shot, didn't touch anything else. No probation, no nothing. My second appointment comes up for my Vivitrol shot and I don't go for the appointment. I want to say it took 3 weeks maybe after I didn't have that shot for my mind to start,
Yeah.
So I broke
That
down.
obsession creep in.
Oh yeah, just think about it.
Right.
Oh, I just wanna,
Yeah, just a little bit. Yep.
Yep. So I ended up getting something, and I got ripped off. It was fake. So I'm like, God dang it, man! This is why I don't do this. I don't do this anymore. Just forget it. I don't want to do this shit. So I think another week goes by, and I get something again. And it was legit that time, So here I go, back to the,
The lifestyle.
Yep. It took me some months this time before I caught another case. But this relapse I'm going to talk about right here was the
turning point.
The relapse was just, it was so different than anything else. I can't think of one time that was fun about it at all. The people out here are so much more different, so much more shady. I can't tell you how many times people ran off with my money. I can't tell you how many times I got cut stuff. I can't tell you how many times I wasted so much money. I mean, it was just, it was a horrible experience of a relapse, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
And to this day, I wish it would have never happened because it was a waste.
Right.
All the money I spent on nothing, it was all a waste. It really was. So, here I am, doing all this, and so finally, I go to detox, and I go to UTMC, and I'm waiting for them to start my Suboxones because that's what they do to help you through your withdrawals.
Yep.
And she comes in, and I'm thinking she's giving me my Suboxone, and I'm like, okay, well, what's up? She's like, I gotta talk to you. I said, okay. Never got to tell anybody this before, but you're pregnant. What? She's like, yeah, congratulations. No, I don't want to hear that right now. Like I want to be told in detox I'm pregnant when
Right.
I've been in a relapse.
Right.
You know, well, they had to discharge me. They don't have the protocol there to take care of pregnant girls.
Oh, wow.
So they did tell me about a couple places I could go to.
Okay.
You know, this, that, and other. And that is when my journey began. When I got there, I got to get that connection with my pregnancy. I enjoyed the last couple months so much.
Wow.
Yep, I got so in tune with it. I wish that I would have sooner because the 2 months went by so fast, but I just loved it. And when I had him, I just loved him so much. I can't even explain. When they put him in my arms, I cried and cried and cried. He was just so beautiful and amazing and a blessing.
What's his name?
Alexander.
Oh.
Angel.
Alexandra Angel.
Yes.
Beautiful name.
Yes.
So you've been sober then for about a month, or a year, right?
Yep,
a year and a month.
13 months yesterday.
Oh, okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So do you still live at that same house, or what do you do now to maintain your sobriety? Like, what exactly, where did you go from there?
I've just used everything that I have learned. I'm very big into the AA program. I love meetings. I do Zoom and in person. I have a sponsor that I had gotten in the sober living, but things have kind of dwindled between us since I've been home. So I think I'm going to go ahead and be on the looks for a new one, which is fine.
Yeah,
it happens.
Absolutely. It's completely normal.
Home group, amazing. Love it. I run the Friday meeting every Friday. I have so many sober support people. I have 2 really close friends that are amazing. They each have a year also. One was in June, one was in July, and then I was August.
Oh, very cool.
It's pretty interesting.
That's awesome.
I mean, things are just, I don't know. And once you're sick and tired of being sick and tired and you're just ready, just nothing can just stop you or take you back out. Because I'll tell you what, I also would like to share is my grandfather just passed away. And we just had his funeral and a showing Friday and Saturday.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And this is the grandfather that has helped take care of my children that I was living with. I mean, he was like my father also. He was in my everyday life. And I'm so sad he's gone and I'm going to miss him, but I can't tell you how grateful I am to be sober when this happened. Not only to get to spend that time with him before it happened, sober, but to be able to go through these emotions sober, be there for other family. I have people supporting me from AA to, like I said, my 2 good friends, you know, and it's amazing. I couldn't imagine having it any other way where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Seriously. And my son don't ever have to see that person like my daughters have had to.
True, yeah.
You know? And I hope when he hears stories, because I'm sure he will one day, he's going to be like, yeah, right, not my mom, stop.
So what dreams do you have that otherwise wouldn't have been possible?
I'll tell you, using drugs, I don't think anything would be possible, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's all my life consumed of. I was obsessed with it. I was either going to die from it or I was going to end up in prison for the rest of my life from it. I mean, one of the 2, literally. Dreams. I mean, one, just being a mother, you know. I think it still to this day blows my mind that there's something out there that's so much more powerful than a mother's love for their children. You got to know that a drug has to be one powerful thing, because I'll tell you, a love for your children is just something that's so deep. Oh, man. That it, you know, overrides, like I said, a love for your children, you know. So just being a mother is just something, having my family back, you know, freedom, creating memories with my family. There's years of pictures of me, and I'm not in none of the pictures, no holidays, nothing, you know. So first and foremost, just staying sober and being with the family and creating memories.
Yeah.
You
to
know,
start your life over and
Exactly.
get to do all these things now. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So give me an example of one thing you are proud of since getting sober.
Let me see. So much has literally happened in this 13 months, you know.
Yeah.
I think for me is how much I've actually got involved in the program, because I never really had before. I'd go sit in the meetings, you know, listen a little bit, stuff like that, but just running meetings, doing this.
Yeah.
Saturday, I'm doing a lead at a rehab, a women's rehab.
So
You
cool.
know what I mean? Like, I never have done stuff like this before, and I'm just so proud of just making it through every day, you know, and not going back to that lifestyle and changing so much. Like I said, I've literally have kept all those people out of my life, you know, the company that I used to keep, you know, and
that's what it takes.
Yeah.
You know, full change of lifestyle.
Absolutely.
It's changing every single thing, but it's worth it.
It is.
So, if you had to pick one feeling that's your favorite that you've gotten through sobriety and recovery, what would it be?
Ooh, one feeling. Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna go with being grateful. I'm gonna go with, because just walking outside in the morning and feeling the breeze, just seeing the sun, just waking up not being sick,
Right.
you know, just being able to chill at nighttime and watch TV and relax and not have to be tossing and turning because I feel like crap, or my mind's racing about what I have to get the next day.
Yeah. So, what have you learned from your addiction?
Man, I think I've learned a lot of life lessons, I'll tell you that. And not only that, I've grown a lot. Like I said, I hate my addiction with passion and what it's put me through, but I'll tell you what, I've grown a lot as a person. From the situations it has put me in, I became more independent, you know, because I had no choice. You get put in these places, ripped away from your family and stuff. Nobody can do nothing for you anymore.
Right.
My family can't save me no more, especially once the legal system gets in. They can't come and rip me out of prison and say, no, you can't do that with my daughter or my granddaughter or whatever. You know, so I had to learn to do a lot more for myself, you know, grow as a person, become more independent, learn what and what not to do, you know, and I need to do things that are what's going to be safe for myself. For example, just since we talked a little bit about it, I'll go ahead and bring it up with the MAT program with the methadone. I'm going to just go ahead and speak on this for a minute. There's a lot of different perceptions from people about it. A lot of judging and judgmental people about the methadone. I feel like for me, it is a safety net. There's a lot of people that do try to rush me into weaning down, which I have a little bit since my pregnancy, but I did stop the wean when I was in the sober living because I was going through a lot in there. Like I said, I wasn't the happiest in there, so I didn't want to set myself up for failure. And like I was talking to the treatment team, I guess as I call it, at Zeph, because you know you got the nurses, the doctor, you know, my counselor. They're like, think about how long you used for. Decade plus.
Right.
May was just a year I've been on methadone. Why do people think that it'd be okay to just get off of it already?
Right.
I mean, I used for, you know, I mean, quite some time. Do I want to be on methadone for 5 years? No, I don't. But if I need to be on it right now as a safety net, then that's what I need to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I really do. I hate that I have. I've had people tell me that I'm not completely sober. I've had people tell me I'm still on dope. You know, I've had a lot of different things said to me, and okay, that's fine. That's what you think or whatnot. But I know where I was before and where I'm at today, and it's a hell of a lot better than what I was doing and what I looked like and what I was on 13 months ago.
Oh yeah.
So, hey.
You're living proof then.
Right.
That it works.
Right.
So, do you have any words of hope that you would like to share with someone trying to get sober?
I would say don't ever give up, because I know that there are so many times where I used to just think that I would be better off just not even here, you know, that people would be happier without me, that life would be so much easier without me, that there's no reason, there can't even be no reason or worth of me being here. And I'll tell you what, as many times as I put myself in dangerous situation and overdose, and I keep on being brought back and still here, there obviously is a purpose for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all have a purpose, and maybe it's just not your time yet to be ready, but I'm telling you, it will come. And just keep fighting and reach out to people, man. AA and the suggestions obviously they work. I mean, look, there's people 30 years plus, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, like I said, and even with the Zoom stuff, I really love the Zoom meetings, you know, because if you don't feel comfortable enough to go, you can go ahead in your room, get on it, on your computer, phone, and if you feel like you're not that ready yet, just block out the screen and listen to some stuff they say. Maybe you'll hear something. I don't know, you know. There's just so much help out there now, and just, it's so much a better way to live, man. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Well, I love that advice, and I love your story, and thank you so much for coming out here today.
Yes.
Is there anything that I missed that you wanted to talk about, or do you think we covered basically everything?
You know, I think we covered pretty much everything. I don't really think I think we're good. Yeah.
Well, your story and your journey to get where you are today is going to help and inspire so many people. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.